A university is a learning community, so we get together and we exchange ideas and we have discussions. And so when you come and you participate in EIU Reads, you'll be able to get involved in that process from the moment you arrive on campus.
EIU Reads is a wonderful program. It gives you an opportunity to discuss issues and ideas that you have upon the topic, as well as it allows you to interact with the faculty and staff before school starts. It makes you comfortable as far as talking in class. It also gives you a common experience with other students because you are reading the same book, and it connects you with other activities outside of the classroom.
This is going to be a common experience among all of the people that are starting at EIU, and this is going to integrate into a lot of the activities that are going to happen throughout the semester, so you're going to be able to revisit these ideas time and time again.
Well, I'm a molecular biologist here at EIU, and I've been here for about 10 years. I just want to say that the HeLa cells have had a tremendous influence on what we do in science. You had to study cells and how cells work in the context of an actual organism, of a human per se. But now you can do so in the context of individual cells in a dish, very much like this. HeLa cells, for example, do studies that we could never hope to do before and answer questions that we could never hope to answer before. That includes trying to understand how vaccines work, develop vaccines, understand how genes work, understands how cells divide in culture, how to treat diseases, how to map genes that are defective in human populations. The possibilities of what you can do once you get cells into a dish like this are just enormous. Many of the pharmaceutical drugs that are out there now are a direct result of understanding or utilization of HeLa cells and cells derived like them.
My basic biology teacher, when I was 16, said there are these cells that have been alive since 1951, and the woman they came from died, and she was black. Like, that was all he said. And I went, what? What are these cells, and who was she, and did she have kids, and what do they think? And those moments, that's what writing is all about. Training yourself to recognize those big moments when they happen. They're the sort of what moments, and to just follow them wherever they're going to take you. The greatest responses that I get to the book usually starts with, I hate science, or I almost didn't read it because it was about cells and it sort of freaked me out, but then I couldn't stop. And a lot of what brings them through the story is the characters. The things that happen to them and the things that they do are really sort of too incredible. It's a story about family, and it's a story about what happens when you lose a mother, children trying to learn about their family, while at the same time you're learning that you actually benefited from their mother's death. Every single person out there, there's not a single person in the world, really, who hasn't benefited in some way from these cells.
Okay, now, are these cells still exist? Are they still alive?
Yep, they are not only alive, but they have been mass-produced. You could gather all of the cells that grew from that one little sample and put them on a scale. They'd weigh more than 50 million metric tons, which is like more than 150 Empire State Buildings.
Wow.
Who is Henrietta Lacks that these cells came from?
How many HeLa cells are there out there? And where exactly do they go?
And I heard they were immortal, so does that mean that she's still alive in some way?
Does the family of Henrietta Lacks have any say in what happens to them? Because technically they're related to these cells?
And what are they even doing with the cells in the first place?
So are these cells affecting me in any way right now?
And how does it relate to me as a college student? I mean, why should I care?
Those are all really great questions, and I actually had the same questions when I was first handed the book. One of the things I found most interesting is how many people are actually touched by the life of Henrietta Lacks, and they don't even know who she is.
Being a biology major, I had heard about and knew a little bit about the HeLa cells, but I never really knew anything about the woman from which they came from.
Whether you were given the HPV virus vaccine or tested for tuberculosis, you were also touched by Henrietta Lacks.
Going through the book, it was really interesting to see, and make those connections of all the advancements made in science, but to learn at what expense and at what cost those came from.
By the end of the book, you'll be asking yourself, if such a serious offense could save the lives of millions of people, is it still such a serious offense?
For me, Henrietta represents possibilities. Her immortality presents the possibility of life and of death, of knowledge, of learning, of what could have been, what is, and what possibly can be. Whether a sociologist or a biologist, an artist or an athlete, a student or an educator, Henrietta has something to say to us all. Her immortality extends beyond the power of her cells. It's a message that one's life can squarely confront us, challenging our own worldview, and in doing so, making us better people. So I'm excited to hear about your challenges and possibilities, and how you see a little bit of yourself in the immortal life of one woman.